and welcome back to Let's Play Skyrim, The Elder Scrolls V. We have just cleared this bandit tower area, and as the story unfolds, you'll recall that we're a secret agent guy for the Stormcloaks. As you can see, I'm not doing a very good job staying secret, as I'm wearing full-blown Stormcloak armor. Anyway, I'm just looting these towers. I'm skipping ahead quite a bit here. Anytime you see the radial scene change, there's another one coming up, I'll just point it out. It's right here. That means the passage of time. It's like, 5 weeks later, or, in this case, it probably means like 10 minutes later. I just wanted to show you some highlights from my looting. This is me trying to pick a lock, unsuccessfully at first. There's a few attempts in here, but, lockpicking is a very important skill. Some people get spells to get around it, but I prefer to develop the skill itself. A thief is particularly good at this. There we go. It's actually kind of a fun little mini-game they have for picking locks. I think it's great that any game that can have a mini-game involved in the gameplay is great. So anyway, I'm looting some food and stuff. You gotta be careful when you're looting because you only have a limited carrying capacity, but with Frostfall and realistic needs diseases, I need food, so I'm gonna grab some. Some more time passes, and I find myself this bed, which was on the, the west side of the river, kind of towards the top. I think it was the west side. Anyway, I'm looting in and around the bed, and then I think to myself, I could use some sleep. Perhaps Frostfall told me that. Or realistic needs and diseases, I guess it would have been. So I'm resting. Resting has has several effects in the game. First of all, it alleviates the symptoms that realistic needs and diseases adds when you're tired. It could also give you the perk of being well rested, which means that you'll gain skills at a faster rate, I believe. Realistic needs and diseases informed me that I'm hungry, so I'm going to go ahead and have some food. When you eat a wheel of cheese, by the way, it turns into slices. Anyway, I ate a bunch of food, got my hunger down, and now I'm getting cold, as you can see by the upper right-hand meter. So I'm kind of messing around with the hotkeys of realistic needs diseases, and I think I finally figured out how to build a fire. So let's try that. There we go. Build campfire. I apparently set the same hotkey for realistic needs and diseases as I have for tundra defense, so I'll have to deal with that later, but let's build a campfire in the middle of this wooden bed area. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's one thing about realistic needs diseases is that it lets you build a campfire virtually anywhere. I could build it topsy-turvy on a stone roof somewhere, or I can build it right in the middle of a wood floor. Interestingly enough, there would be a way to safely build a fire on a wood floor in real life. If you put down some sort of rock or metal to protect the wood from being directly exposed, theoretically that would stop the floor from burning through, at least for one night, probably. Anyway, I need to warm up. So as you can see, the bar on the right-hand side there, the blue one, it's slowly going back down. Had that gone all the way up, I would have gotten hypothermic and died, I believe. But now that I'm warming back up, it is the middle of the night after all. Or it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I think I slept for about 8 hours. And I skipped ahead a little bit there. I should have put the skip ahead animation in there, but I guess I didn't. Oh well. And so we're just sitting here by the fire, so again, not very secret agency of me, but the reality is if you're traveling between places and you can't find an inn or a town somewhere to stay, you're going to have to start using a fire. And I really don't know whether the game considers me to be indoors right now or not. I mean, I am indoors. This seems like a perfectly reasonable thing to do, is to stay in this tower. And as you can see, the bar is now turning red, which means I'm comfortably getting warmer. But yeah, I mean, if I'm out on the road somewhere without a tower, then I'm gonna have to use a tent, and that works too, as long as I have a fire and enough firewood. Frostfall also allows you to harvest firewood. Right there, see? I could craft an item, so I could craft a well, it's got wood and hide and miscellaneous. And I think that allows you to do things like build tents and whatnot. But anyway, well, I feel warm enough, so maybe we should get this show on the road. Also with Frostfall, I can destroy the fire right now. With Frostfall, I can wear cloaks and stuff to provide better weather exposure. So let's go ahead and leave this. I guess I was in the East Tower, wasn't I? Try not to fall off this thin bridge, kicking the armor down the road. I'm still pissed off that I don't know what happened to that woman. I guess she escaped. I killed her husband. Part of my secret mission. That's it. Okay, so obviously I'm walking up back in the general direction of Whiterun, harvesting as I go. Plenty of ingredients now. There are some other things you can do along the side of this pathway here, but when I did my first initial test run through the game, some giant killed me, and so I remember that at some point in my game, I think I ran into a giant over here. Again, it was a very short-lived test game, but pretty sure there's a giant up there somewhere to the left. So anyway, I killed a wolf. Still pretty weak though. The wolves could easily take me out too. It's interesting when you think about this game as compared to some other games like Gothic 3, which I also have a Let's Play of. In this game, when you encounter a wolf, it actually is going to be considered a pretty weak enemy. But in Gothic 3, it's probably one of the tougher enemies, based upon the ridiculous aggression they exhibit. Clearly there are other wolves in the area based on the sounds. There's a few of them. Kind of want to avoid a big wolf battle with a bunch of wolves, so I'm going to walk around them for now. I'm too weak to withstand that sort of thing. Alright, I think I've managed to elude them. Also, off to the right there was a necromancer. I'll probably go take him out later at some point, but I just didn't feel like it right now, especially given how weak I am. Here's a wolf. Let's kill him. I just got him by surprise there, didn't I? Go ahead and... Well, it's a beautiful panorama there. Very indicative of the north, by the way. There appears to be a horse standing in the middle of the road randomly. So my game autosaves for me. Horses in this game are interesting. You can steal them, and you can, if they're not owned, you can just have them. This one appears to be just a wild horse hanging out here. And so I'm like, is anybody around? Whose horse is this? Not seeing anybody? I'm gonna hop on and save myself some time. I have the Convenient Horses mod installed. This adds a number of things. First of all, it allows your followers to ride horseback with you. Second of all, it allows you to tell your horses to avoid combat, which is something that they will absolutely not do in the vanilla version. It has this fast dismount option, which I'm going to show you here in just a second as I tinker with the settings. And so actually I fast dismounted and I killed that wolf, but then I rode on a little bit and I'm still tinkering with the settings, so I figured I'd skip ahead. The hotkeys, you're supposed to be able to harvest and talk to people from horseback and fast dismount. And the fast dismount allows you to almost immediately jump off your horse with your weapon drawn, as opposed to get off your horse, draw your weapon, which takes a while. So anyway, I'm experimenting with harvesting from horseback. I'll be honest, I still have no idea what I'm doing as far as that goes, but I've got a hotkey set, and well, I guess I'm going to change it. It's K? Okay. And theoretically, if I'm facing a plant or something, I should be able to just push a button and harvest it. But obviously, I'm having trouble. Well, anyway, we're heading to Riverrun because our assignment is to investigate Helgen and see what happened over there. And so Riverrun's kind of on the way. Riverrun is a neutral town, although in my opinion, it's more sympathetic, shall we say, to the Stormcloak Rebellion as opposed to the Empire. And here's a wolf. There's my fast dismount piece out there. Alright, no problem with that wolf. Oh, but there's another one. And he got the jump on me. And he got me in the neck and killed me. Okay, so as I reload here, I'm actually just going to skip ahead because the last place I saved was back when I first got the horse. So here we are again, 2 wolves. Let's see what I can do this time. I'm trying to avoid having 2 at a time. I do a death shot on that one. And let's see if I can get this other one real quick. Where'd he go? There he is. And a death shot on him as well. Okay, let's go ahead and harvest them and get back on my horse. Because there's a rabbit here too. Maybe I'm not going to harvest them. Okay, that's fine. I'll just move on. And you can see the bridge up ahead. That's going to be Riverrun. Now, before I go to Riverrun, you should know that one of the mods I have installed, something, it's called like more ruins or something like that. It adds a bunch of ruins, including these over here by Riverrun, which I believe were not there to begin with, but there's this ruin area of town now over here on this side of the river, and a wolf is attacking me, and rather than deal with that, I'm just going to go right into town. Well, I guess I'm going to see if he followed me first. And we've discovered Riverwood. It's a charming little town. And there's actually a bunch of stuff I could do here, but I'm not going to do any of it right now. I'm actually going to press on towards Helgen. Now, I note that none of my quests explicitly tell me that I need to go to Helgen, and that's interesting in that, you know, I think I've seen other LPs where people do have a quest to investigate what happened in Helgen or something. My main quest line just picks up when it says go talk to the Jarl about the dragons or something. And so, anyway, I guess I'm just gonna go there anyway, just as good role-playing. Because, you know, that's my mission. My mission has been to go to Helgen. So that's the map, so let's go ahead. I'm going to skip forward a little bit here. On my way to Helgen, nothing really interesting happens, except that I came across the stones up here. The, what do you call these? The guide stones? So let's take a look at these. I love fast dismounting because it's faster than regular dismounting, I think. Or maybe just, maybe about the same speed. So you got your warrior stone, your magic stone, and your thief stone. I'm going to do the warrior stone since I'm trying to be an archer kind of guy. An archer without a bow and who's using a sword. Yeah, I know. I think I do have a bow, technically. Anyway, I activated the warrior stone. That's going to give me, like, bonuses to combat or maybe combat skills. Anyway, I skipped ahead again. Sorry about the rough transition. And here we are outside of Helgen. Now, one thing you can do with the Convenient Horses mod is you can use your horse as pack mule. And so, as you can see here, when I go up to my horse, well, here, on the Convenient Horses mod tab, you can see horse inventory, and I'm going to set this to K. I guess, which I thought was the other one, but whatever. So I go up here and I push K, and as you can see, large horse sack now appears. And so I can just transfer a bunch of my shit over to my horse, and he will carry, I think, up to like 600 pounds, which is great. Although slightly optimistic compared to real life. I think a horse could easily carry 500 pounds, including its rider. I think 600 pounds plus a maybe 200 pound rider is a little bit much, but I'm not an expert, so I don't know. Anyway, I put a bunch of stuff on the horse, and now I'm traveling towards Helgen again. And I don't know what I'm doing here, so let's just, there we go. I'm checking my magic status effects. So now that I've got realistic needs and diseases, I've got several diseases. Rattles is a mild disease affecting my willpower and vigor. I've got 2 counts of that. Sleep, I need to sleep, I guess. And then Witbane, I've got 4 counts, which causes my magicka to be deteriorated and allows me to learn skills very slowly. And that's a problem. So I definitely want a potion of cure disease. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what's going on at Helgen. Okay, so we are quote-unquote investigating the city of Helgen, and I'm just going to say that, I looked over, it appeared to be destroyed, still smoldering. It appeared to be consistent with a dragon attack as was reported. Unfortunately, I was not able to gain direct access to the city. So anyway, I'm going to head back down towards Riverrun now on my way to report to the... and maybe to roleplay, I would say that I dispatched a courier with this information in Riverrun to tell the Stormcloaks, but I'm going to go tell the local Jarl as well and see what he has to say about it. Anyway, here's a wood pile. If I took that wood, it would be stealing, not that it matters. And you can chop your own wood at a wood cutting place and get non-stolen wood, but whatever. Let's ride into town a little bit and see what we can do here. All right, well, let's check out this building here. So Sven and Hilda's house. Here's Hilda.
You look sick.
I love this option.
I hope it's not contagious.
And she's telling me I look sick, so that's probably an indication that I have some sort of disease. But there's this new vocal option. It's from Convenient Horses.
You expect me to believe that?
I think, and it allows me to whistle at people and improve my whistling skills.
Don't
and
do
people
that.
get very offended when you whistle at them like an animal. It's hilarious, really. Okay, well let's go to the trader here. Okay. This is the general goods trading store, whatever you want to call it, here in Riverwood.
Well, one of us has to do something.
I said no. No adventures.
Maybe you could talk some sense into my...
No thief.
I love these little wall torches that are made out of animal horns. They're cute.
Yeah, well, I don't know what we did have a bit of a break-in, but we still have plenty to sell. Robbers were only after one thing. An ornament, solid gold in the shape of a dragon's claw. You could? I've got some coin coming in from my last shipment. It's yours if you bring my claw back. Now, if you're going to get those thieves, you should head to Bleak Falls Barrow.
So this
the
is your
sooner
plan?
you find the claw. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
So anyway, I've agreed to do this quest now, and before I go on the quest, I'm going to sell a bunch of stuff to this guy, but I'm going to cut most of that out. Just a couple things to note. I bought... so I equipped my bear cloak that I got, I don't know, from that bandit tower somewhere, I don't remember.
We have to go through town and across the bridge to
I
get
also
to Bleak
equipped
Falls
my
Barrow.
backpack,
You can see it from here,
and
though.
obviously you can
The
see
mountain just over
the
the
game
buildings.
also renders a tent and a woodcutter's axe, which I do not have equipped, but the game renders it. And then underneath my cloak, I have a lantern, and I'm not sure if we're going to see that or not, but
Those thieves
I must say
be
this is a
mad
nice look.
hiding out
This
there.
looks like an
Those
adventurer
old
now.
caves are filled with nothing but traps, trolls, and who knows what else.
You can see the light change as I approach various
Nobody
locations.
believes me, but I tell you, I saw a dragon.
Anyway, she's going to lead me in the direction of this dungeon I'm supposed to go to. I am going to take a look at my convenient horses and see if I can... Because one thing I'm noticing here is that my horse is suddenly gone. And I remember there's this command you can do to whistle for your horse. So I'm looking that up right now, but not seeing a whole lot. I'm not sure if I can do this. Well, anyway. And it sucks because my horse was carrying probably several hundred gold worth of items, including some very useful items, but I guess he decided to take off. That's what you get for befriending a stray horse. I really should have been more thoughtful about storing items on him. If I were smart, I would have stopped at River Run on my way to Helgen, sold all my shit, and then I'd have at least have the gold. There's a town horse, but I'd have to steal that one to get it. Oh, and here's a drinking fountain. This is added by Drinking Fountains of Skyrim. Allows you to fill up your empty bottles with potable water. Don't ask me how this fountain works. It doesn't seem like it should work in this context. Anyway, I'm just kind of doing one last-ditch effort to look for my
Greetings,
horse.
Brother Elf. Good to see a familiar face so far from home.
He's an elf, so I guess we have a connection there.
I'll show you what I know.
So I got some
Good
training
day.
from him. And that's something you'll find a lot of, is you'll find just random people who are willing to train you in some random skill. So here's chopping wood. This is something you can do to get some firewood. It's a wood block, and I've got an axe, so you just do that a couple times, and you'll... It says firewood 2 added. Somebody just cleared their throat next to me. So anyway, that's what you do to chop firewood, and ending that. I've got enough firewood for at least 1 or 2 fires, so I should be okay at least until I.
Greetings,
Well, I
stranger.
might need some more, but
the name's Hjormir.
let's see who this
and
guy
I'm
is.
At your service. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Perhaps you need your boots shined, or your tunic washed, or, well, maybe you need someone to chop you
Seems
some
a little
firewood, or
persistent.
brew you an alchemy potion. I think I have a recipe lying around
I think
somewhere.
this guy might have been added by interesting NPCs.
That's right. And I assure you, every service I offer will earn your complete satisfaction.
Full service personal
In
assistant.
fact, I could be your
oh,
personal
oh,
assistant.
there you go.
I could wash your clothes and carry your equipment. Consider me your personal pack mule.
So he's like a squire. That's perfect.
Really? I'll do
Seems a
everything
little
you ask.
desperate, but
Just say the word.
I definitely want him on my team, so... I've been told that if it says you know ... that means that it's somebody you can recruit.
To oblivion and back again.
Okay, so he's agreed to follow me. So I've got my first minion, or my first follower, and it's a squire, which is perfect. Why is he not following me? Okay, there we go.
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was a little busy fending off a goblin horde. Did you need something?
So I can trade with him, I can give him items.
If you're asking if I specialize in something, I'd say I do just about everything. For instance, I used to help Sven chop lumber.
Okay, anyway.
That is, until the day he almost lost his hand at the sawmill.
I heard the
Wasn't
gourmets
my
hiding
fault.
out
He ran
somewhere
into
in
me.
Skyrim. You know,
But
you see
he
those
hasn't asked my
warriors
help
from
since.
Hammerfell? Cross the river and then head north. You'll see Whiterun on its hill as you pass the falls.
Okay, anyway, so my squire I could actually give items to, and he would automatically equip them if they were better than what he was wearing. And there are ways to manipulate what sort of items they use, whether they use a sword or whatever. But, you know, I think I've got a pretty good handle on things, and I think we should just go ahead and head to our first dungeon now that we're all prepared and we got our cloak and everything. By the way, the cloak will keep me much warmer with the Frostfall mod. So I'm going to go ahead and save this and call it an episode. So if you've been watching, thank you very much. And just remember, Professor Snuggles is looking out for you.